Welcome to Business Insider. Social media is a large part of our lives, but should we be using it in business? Today we will be talking to organisational psychologists who are recommending a recruitment and selection strategy using social media for a graduate position at IT communications company Telecom Tech. Now we have Victoria, who is an advertising specialist in social media. Victoria, what are your thoughts?
Well, today organisations can no longer ignore social media. The business reasons for engaging social media have been documented in many studies. There was actually a study in 2011 by McCain that said if organisations choose not to engage in social media, they risk competition from other businesses and becoming actually irrelevant. In regards to recruitment, we as a group recommend for the greatest success that Telecom Tech includes an integrated strategy. So that means in using social media to recruit and advertise for positions, but also using their past and their pre-existing recruitment strategies that involve viable candidates and quality candidates so that we can arrive at an optimal recruitment risk.
Let's take a look at some of the advantages and disadvantages of using social media in the recruitment process.
There are advantages and disadvantages of using social media in the recruitment process, so we do need to consider it all. First and foremost, social media does have the ability to reach an incredibly large audience. Social media transcends borders, so it is able to reach audiences worldwide. This is beneficial when searching for candidates because companies are able to reach an audience with virtually no boundaries, allowing the recruitment of the best candidates. In 2013, Madam Roop and Richardson interviewed 29 human resource management graduates who were looking for a full-time job in the related field. Their analysis found that participants tended to describe a rather passive approach. That is, they were more likely to create a profile on social sites such as LinkedIn or utilize social media to obtain information about employers rather than actively seeking out opportunities. If Telecom Tech was to incorporate social media in the recruitment process, they will be more likely to communicate with the passive and active population of job seekers. This is much more efficient than traditional recruitment methods such as employment agencies or paper advertisements. The use of social media to recruit candidates is favourable due to the reduction of the costs and efficiency gains involved. Cancer Research UK indicated that in comparison to online process, the previous paper-based recruitment process was slow, cumbersome and inaccurate. Marks & Spencer reported increased efficiency with a reduction of 60% in administration, and BOC Gases indicated major cost reductions, especially those of agency fees. However, a major setback of using social media for recruitment relates to its ease of access. Easy access to job applications means that it is more likely for candidates to apply for more applications other than the one advertised by Telecom Tech, and thus increasing the applicant pool. Not only does large applicant pools compromise quality, it also means that high-scoring applicants might be offered multiple jobs. The rejected employers, which could potentially be Telecom Tech, will then have to select the less desirable candidates. So Tara, it is very important to control for the size of the applicant pool and the quality of the applications when using social media to recruit potential candidates.
Thank you, Connie. Victoria, how would you advertise on social media?
So recruitment is an ideal starting point for social media. Personally, I would recommend LinkedIn.
LinkedIn is a professional-oriented social networking site. It is engaged and maintains the largest variety of industry and skill set. It's an excellent baseline network and setting up a profile is free. One suitable platform for Telecom Tech is LinkedIn's Recruiter feature. Part of LinkedIn's Business Solutions package, Recruiter allows business account holders to mine the data of all LinkedIn users in order to target a very specific population that's been identified as highly desirable. For example, Telecom Tech could search specifically for people who studied information technology at UNSW. Through LinkedIn, not only would Telecom Tech be advertising for the graduate program, they would also be advertising their presence in the workforce. Importantly, LinkedIn also provides the company with the opportunity to approach individuals who they think will be suited for the role based on their online profile. This means passive potential employees are targeted much more effectively and efficiently. As the role being advertised is for a graduate position, it would also be recommended that Telecom Tech advertise on university social media sites such as the University of New South Wales Job Careers page or even the University of New South Wales Job and Intern page on Facebook. According to Sarver's paper in 2014, Facebook is the #1 social media network used by people aged between 18 and 25. Posting the job opportunity on Facebook would consequently reach a large amount of potential candidates, making Facebook a social media network that should not be ignored. As a final point, I want to reiterate that social media is consumed overwhelmingly on mobile devices. Social media ads are consequently being viewed on mobile devices as well. As a result, Telecom Tech needs to ensure that their ads have been optimized for viewing on small mobile phone screens, and the candidates should even be able to apply for the graduate program on their mobile phones.
So although social media allows organisations to cast the recruiting net wider, globalisation can actually lead to communication issues. When the recruiter and the applicant come from very different social contexts, their respective social media engagement is influenced by different biases, which can lead to different interpretations of the same interaction. We now cross over to Canada, where our international specialist Morgan can advise us on the best approach to take.
Hi there, Tara. Sorry I couldn't be there with you guys today, but the constructivist approach is also known as the person-organization fit because it includes the expectation of the candidate as well as the organization's. The reason that this is the best method is because it assesses whether the candidate's values and expectations are aligned with the organization's values and expectations. It is well known that when employees feel a high degree of fit with their organization, that they enjoy positive consequences such as job satisfaction, relationship with coworkers, and this in turn decreases the turnover rate within the company, which in turn saves money. Using the constructivist approach, we will focus on a couple different methods. Firstly, structured interviews are a good approach because it gives the interviewees as well as the candidate a chance to see if the position will be a positive and successful fit. A structured interview is considered to have a higher validity if it includes a prior job analysis and identifies the core and desirable knowledge, skills, abilities, and other characteristics required to perform the job. If the interviewer has carefully planned the interview with well-standardized ordered questions, several interviewers, and a specific rating scheme, a successful selection will be more likely. A longitudinal study conducted by Sally A. Carless in 2005 explains how the notion of person-organization fit perceptions would predict organizational attraction within a company. Prior to and during selection, applicant perceptions of the match between their skills, knowledge, and ability and those of the job, and the match between their values, needs, and goals of those of the organization positively predicted their perceptions of the organization as a desirable place to work.
So far, we've heard about how social media can be useful in the recruitment process, but what about in the selection process? The selection process takes the pool of the most eligible candidates and processes them further using testing, reference checks, and structured interviews. Beck, what should Telecom Tech be aware of at this point in the recruitment process?
Well, Tara, if they're using social media during this process, 3 issues need to be considered. The perception of fairness of the organisation by applicants, benefits of traditional methods, and legal risks.
A study conducted by J.M. Mandera 2012 hypothesized that job pursuit intentions and perceived fairness will be lower for an organisation that uses social networking websites as a selection tool. 171 college students were surveyed. The participants were asked to read a job advertisement that included information about the selection procedures that a company uses. The advertisements either included or excluded a statement regarding the use of social media. The overall selection system process fairness and the job pursuit intentions were assessed on a 7-point scale ranging from strongly agree to strongly disagree. Results showed a significant main effect of social networking websites used as a selection tool on both job pursuit intentions and perceived fairness.
You mentioned traditional methods before. What are the benefits of those over social media?
Well, the literature suggests that the perceived validity of a selection tool and the privacy concerns related are particularly important for job pursuit intentions, proposing that traditional methods of selection, such as interviews and work sample tests, are more likely to result in higher job pursuit intentions. Traditional methods of selection have many benefits, such as fairness and validity, rapport building, as well as fewer legal risks.
And legal risks are quite important to consider, aren't they?
They are.
In the selection process, different laws limit information that might be necessary for employers. Past employers can be afraid to provide negative feedback regarding applicants as they may be accused of defamation. Employers' lack of information from traditional tools such as reference checking and fear of negligent hiring can lead them to search for information on social networking sites. The use of social media can also lead to an abundance of privacy issues, such as the information unrelated to current position can be accessed and may be seen as grounds for discrimination during the selection process.
Specific to Telecom Tech's IT graduate program, experts recommend use of social media during the recruitment process in combination with more traditional selection methods. Best practice should include advertising through social media and other online resources, recruitment through both traditional methods and social media, particularly LinkedIn, and selection of candidates using the constructivist approach through both social media and traditional methods using structured interviews. This combined approach leverages the globalization benefits of social media technology while mitigating the associated risks by maintaining enough human-to-human contact. I'm Tara Atkinson, you're watching Business Insider.